Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're having fun today and staying safe and all that good stuff. Today, I'm going to make another video. I'm going to make a couple of videos. So, I am sorry about the long wait. I just been slowly running out of ideas, and now I have some ideas for videos. So, remember when I was talking about TV stuff and movies and TV shows? Well, I did two of them, actually, a movie review and a channel review or whatever, or discussion or whatever. I don't remember what it was, about 6 months ago. And I never talked about all this stuff again. But we're revisiting the TV world. I'm making a discussion on this, on my opinion. And what other way to do it, man, than one of my favorite animated movie franchises. Today, we are going to be doing a tier list form of the Shrek franchise. Now, if you didn't know, the first Shrek, I remember watching it when I was young. I grew up on the franchise. The first one came out when I was 4 years old, so yeah. So, I'm going to be doing a video on this franchise in chronological order, maybe give some of the backstory and stuff on the movie and what it's about. So, yeah. So, since we're going in chronological order, let's begin with Shrek 1. It's the story of an ogre named Shrek. Of course, you know, he goes on an adventure, a quest to get his swamp back from the evil Lord Farquaad, and he finds his wife, Princess Fiona. On the way, meets a talking donkey and dragon and all that stuff. Just a bunch of wacky adventures and a lot of references to Disney movies. I mean, fairy tales, whatever. Yeah. And then in the end, they get married to Fiona. They find true love's first kiss. So, as I would say, this movie is just, although I told all I've said was pretty much the backstory, the highlights. This has, this is probably my favorite of the franchise. No, it or not. But yeah. As far as the first movie goes, I would give it, we're going to go to 10 out of 10 stars. Normally on my channel I would do 5 stars only. This one we're going to do 10 stars out of 10. So, yeah. So where I put the first Shrek movie, I would say, I don't know yet actually. We'll show you where I would put it at the end of this video. During the making of the movie, this was a long time working. Of course, you know about the original with Chris Farley as Shrek originally going to be. Then he passed away. They were going to get Robin Williams, but then he said no, not going to do it. So then they finally went on with Mike Myers, and they made him re-record it with an Irish accent, and the rest is history. So yeah, that's kind of a fact about the movie. So anyhow, I would say the first movie is a 10 out of 10 star. Now we get into Shrek II, 2004. I forgot to mention the first one was in 2001, but no, 2004 had the release of Shrek II. Shrek and Fiona had finally gotten married and on their honeymoon while getting a letter from Fiona's mom and dad. And the other highlight would be how they were going to throw a ball for them, and then the evil fairy godmother shows up out of nowhere trying to separate them and get Fiona to marry Prince Charming, her son. And then in the end they try to crash, and then true love makes its way, works in its favor, and Shrek and Fiona get married, or found in each other's arms again in the end. This one I would say is a real good movie. Originally for some of the characters, like I know Charming was supposed to have was gonna have the guy that got fired from Disney to play Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon. And then the fairy godmother's actor, I don't know their name, was supposed to have played, I believe, Ursula from The Little Mermaid. So yeah, either way. So where would I put Shrek 2? I would also say 9.9 out of 10 stars. So yeah. So that was the second one. Now we get into the more controversial stuff of Shrek III, 2007. Along the way, the story goes that Fiona is now pregnant with 3 babies. Along the way, well, Shrek is kind of, we don't see this until the next film, but kind of going crazy during this time. And then he finds to accept and forget about or let go of things that bothers him. So I don't really know. And along the way, hey, Charming wants revenge for in the second one they killed the fairy godmother, his mom, pretty much. So yeah, Charming wants revenge by killing Shrek. But of course it never happens in the movie. Spoiler alert. And we see some awesome images. I'm unpopular. I kind of like this movie a little bit. Of course, you have King or Arthur from Sword in the Stone just a fairy tale. You had Arthur show up from a high school named Worcestershire, I think it was called, and then, yeah. The rest is, I don't know, filler, I guess. So, after that, I like this movie a lot. During the time, I don't remember, they were going to make this one of the last ones, but I don't remember how it worked out in this one yet. So, yeah. Where would I put the Shrek the Third movie? I would say, probably, I would say 7 out of 10. So if that makes any sense, not as great as the first two. So now we're getting into 3 years later. The final installment of the actual franchise, Shrek Forever After. Now this is when I was talking about Shrek going crazy. Where it talks about, what's pretty much Shrek going through a midlife crisis during his kid's first birthday. Where the evil Rumpelstiltskin makes a deal with Shrek and he takes away his life. And he tries to get to Fiona before sunrise the next day. And yeah, in the end, they finally do. So yeah. That's all I really remember. I couldn't just think about myself after revisiting this movie. It's just too much like an It's a Wonderful Life ripoff. If you've seen that classic. I don't know what it is. It reminds me too much of it. Also, and it just doesn't feel like a Shrek film at all. So, yeah. But where would I put Shrek Forever After? I would say 6 out of 10. Which is probably still good, but not as good as the others. During the making of this movie, they were planning on making a Shrek 5. So this one was originally going to be called Shrek Goes Forth. But then I think sometime in 2009, they decided they're ditching Shrek 5 and making Forever After the last one. Hence the name, The Final Chapter. So yeah. I like the dance party at least in the end of this movie. Kind of the end off the franchise and even has the book from the original movie at the end and then closing. So, where would I put this one? I don't know. Like I said, 6 out of 10. And now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this one, so we're going to count the Puss in Boots spinoff. This one, where Puss in Boots goes on a rescue mission to save, I don't remember what it was, I really don't remember much about this movie, but yeah. Where he goes on some big adventure, and the bad guy happens to be Humpty Dumpty. That's all I really remember, and Hansel and Gretel's in this one. I don't really remember much about this movie. It's been like 5 years since I've seen it. So, please don't judge. But I will say, from what I remember, it's better than the last Shrek movie. I'll say that. So, where would I put Puss in Boots spin-off movie? I would say 6 out of 10. So, tied with Forever After, but 6.5 out of 10. So, yeah. That's that low, but still not bad, from what I remember. I barely remember anything about the movie, but I still liked it better than Shrek Forever After, if I remember correctly. So that concludes the tier list. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, before we go, I would like to rank the movies. Starting off at 5th place is Shrek Forever After. Going down for 6 points out of 10. So, like I said, I didn't feel that much like a Shrek movie. It didn't feel anything much. It just felt like It's a Wonderful Life told in fairy tales with ogres and all that. So, yeah. Coming in next is the Puss in Boots spin-off, coming in at 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, nothing memorable. I don't really remember other than what I've told y'all. Coming in at number 3 is Shrek III. Once again, like I said, it's a little controversial. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. It at least has the charm like the Shrek franchise does. Like the earlier ones do. So that one goes at, I'll say 8. I'll change my mind to 8.8 stars out of 10. Coming in at number 2, Shrek II. Ooh, at 9.9 stars out of 10. And there's a bunch of childhood classic parts in this movie. And then number 1, Shrek the original, coming in at 10 out of 10 stars. So, I hope you enjoyed this little ranked video about the Shrek franchise. Like I said, I really like the early stuff, the first 2 movies mainly from the franchise. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and hope y'all have more ideas to do in the future. Similar to this, who knows. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Until then, next time.